That's new.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Hey, everybody. What's going on? So apparently now when you hit go on live on Facebook, it does a countdown. It never did that. That's new. I love it. How we doing, everyone? Can we get a sound check? We need someone to pop on there. 2 people.
It is pretty chilly.
It is chilly.
Yeah.
All right, 5 people. How we doing, everybody? We've got a massive wood chipper somewhere in the neighborhood. I hope that doesn't screw up our sound. It's like they're chipping an entire tree. Hey, Julie, you are on time. You're never on time. All right. Chris, what's up? Someone, you guys can hear us okay? 20 people. Hi. Catherine, how are you? Sound is good. All right. Thank you, Lisa. 1 person paying attention. All right. 25 people on there. Looking good. Can you guys hear that wood chipper in the background? It's
Well,
not.
right now
It's not doing it now, but it's crazy. It must be massive. Sound is good from my Challenger 15 in Southern California. Awesome. I'm not gonna lie, Allison. I wish I was in Southern California.
Yeah.
I'm sure I speak for Mary as well.
Yep.
North Dakota. Ooh, I'm sure it's still chilly there. All right, good. So, all right. So we got some good questions today. Here, I'll put this. Can you see?
Yeah.
All right. Janice, hello. Vancouver. Yeah, where's everybody calling from? Calling from? Watching from?
Watching.
From. All right. So we got some good questions, and 2 of them, I actually had to go and find out because I didn't know. Cannot hear the chipper. Good. It has been on all day. Greg, what's up, man? How are you guys? So today we're going to go over the adjustments, and I'm going to show you a trick on how to figure out which pump does what, which diverter valve does what, because there's always confusion on that.
Yeah.
Now, I swear, and I don't know if this is true or not, that the first Challengers that came out might not be the same as this one is configured, plumbing-wise.
Could be.
So it's possible, but this is how it's supposed to be now. We'll talk about that. 80 degrees in the mountains of California.
Wow. Even in the mountains.
That sounds nice. Okay. So we're going to talk about every adjustment on the swim spa, and then we're going to show you guys how to see, and this would apply to any trainer and any Challenger. Okay, so
Yep.
We'll get there when we get there, but we're going to talk about everything, and we got some good questions.
Yeah. Definitely.
And some things that I didn't know.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about the EcoPure? That's a good question.
Sure. Yeah.
You want to get your phone?
Yeah. Just so that
Go
I
ahead.
know who asked the question. I think it was from Cindy in Ohio.
If you remember it like that, I sort of trust you. All right. Pointed at you.
All right. Yes.
How's that water look?
Cindy
Water
in-
check.
Cindy in Ohio
You nailed it.
asked, what filter location should the EcoPure filter be placed on a Trainer 15D? And there are a lot of different opinions on the Master Spas Facebook owners group. She says,
Yep.
mine was in the right towards the swim jets on delivery. Some say it should be to the left towards the control pad, or does it really matter?
Good question.
Yes.
Should I take it?
Sure. You're
Okay.
right there anyway.
You want to point it at me? There you go.
All right. Here's Ben.
All right. So, the question was, out of which 3 spots should the EcoPure filter go?
So can I just say one quick thing? Some of you may not have 3 spots.
I was going to go there.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Give me a
the
second, will
the
ya?
2 that are together, some of you might have them in one box together. So there
I
you
was
go.
going to address that.
Okay.
May I continue, please?
Yes.
Jeez. Okay. So it was literally coming out. In mine, there's 3 separate filter housings. Some of you have a double and a single, like Mary said. Okay. So and I knew that based on the question, there's 2 actual different answers, and the difference being whether you have Master Pure or whether you don't. Okay, more swim spas, I would venture to say, don't have Master Pure than do have Master Pure, and this answer is going to shock you. Okay, so let's assume that you do not have it. I'll address Master Pure next. And the Master Pure, the whole deal is the filter and, you know, which one is pulling through that filter. So on a non-Circ Pump, non-Master Pure swim spa, like the one we have in the warehouse, all three of these are actually tied together, and it doesn't matter which one it goes in. Okay, so all answers are correct. If you have a Trainer 15 deep, Challenger 15, I'm assuming the same would be for the 18, the 19 on the swim side. It doesn't matter. So on a non-Circ Pump, they're all tied together. So the plumbing goes down, 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 and all comes to one pipe. So it doesn't matter where you put it, it's all pulling through. Okay? Now, on this particular swim spa does have Master Pure, so I've got a Circ Pump on there. So even if you had a double housing here, the Circ Pump is going to pull through these two, the middle one and the one that's off by itself. It doesn't matter whether this is a double housing or not. The plumbing underneath it is no different. Just what do they call that, a weir, right? It's a filter weir. It's a filter weir is the difference. The plumbing is exactly the same. So on this swim spa with Master Pure and a Circ Pump, the Eco Pure can go here or here, doesn't make any difference. On a non-Circ Pump, like the one we have at the warehouse, it can go here, here, or here, doesn't make any difference. They're all plumbed together. So I had seen them come in different configurations and just assumed that they changed the plumbing or something along the way, and never really asked that question and called in to get that answer, and was given a very detailed answer as well as plumbing diagrams. So you heard it here first. Non-Circ Pump tub, no right answer, no wrong answer. It can go anywhere. All right? What do you got? Comments, questions?
No, Lisa,
Which Lisa?
she says,
California Lisa?
no, I'm not sure. Sorry. She says, thank you for explaining the EcoPure. Do you need any other explanation on the EcoPure? Hopefully that was answered your question. Okay, so someone asked, what is EcoPure? EcoPure is the mineral filter cartridge. It is the orange cartridge that is inside one of your filters. It has copper and zinc in it, which help to clean the water. It helps to limit how much chemical that you need. It helps to kill bacteria and make the water nice and clean and clear like Ben's is. So that orange filter right there, it is going in your in your swim spa, it is going to be in one of the 2 or 3 filters that you have. And that is, that's what its purpose is. Do you have to run with an EcoPure? Or can you just run regular filters?
You can run regular filters.
Yeah.
So if you saw
the other 2 filters are regular filters.
Actually, if you saw that filter had a green tint to it, that is copper. I have lots of copper in our water, and I have the water brought in. This water is a year old almost. Will be a year old in May. So we made it through the winter on it. I meant to get it changed, but I just didn't get around to it.
Chris, you can use bromine with soft tread. We don't recommend using bromine with the EcoPure.
Right, they don't like each other.
Yeah, they don't. The EcoPure doesn't dissipate the bromine like it dissipates the chlorine. So if you prefer to use bromine, we recommend taking out the EcoPure filter and just putting a regular paper filter in.
Yep. So on this tub, I use my well water to top it off. And then you'll see my filters will turn green. I'll use a little bit of a sequestering agent in there, because on this I'm putting in, a couple inches of water once in a while. That's a lot of minerals in there.
Sure.
So I will use a little bit of sequestering agent, and then that filter is green. That's the copper. Now I need to take those filters out and wash it. I don't even remember the last time I did the filters. I realize I'm probably not supposed to say that, but we're honest with you here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anita, EcoPure is the standard filtration system in all of master spas, hot tubs, and swim spas.
Yep. Minerals.
It is the mineral filter cartridge. All right. Do you want to take this back so I can look up the next question? Actually, the next question is actually, I think it's from Chris. I don't know where Chris is from.
He posted it on Facebook, and Ben and I both saw it. I'm not sure if it got through, but he was asking about Wi-Fi.
Yep.
He has 2 separate units. So he has a swim spa, like a trainer 15 deep, and then he has a separate 7.2 hot tub. And he has 2 Wi-Fi modules for those, or he wants to get Wi-Fi modules for those. And the question is, can he use the modules and program whatever he wants to program
at the same time, right?
Wi-Fi.
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
you can't.
I don't know the answer.
No, you can't.
So only one will work at a time.
Right. So
Okay.
so what I was told was every time you go to connect, it'll connect to one of them, but not both. So it was mentioned from Kirk that if you knew which module number, when you pick a Wi-Fi and all that, if you understood and learned which one it was, you could toggle back and forth, but that seems like a pain in the butt. And I can tell you this, I definitely wouldn't do it, but you definitely can't use both at the same time. That's for sure. Okay. What?
Good. I think what we should do is now just talk about these things, and then we can answer the other questions.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's pointed at you. What do you want to talk about?
So the purpose of this Facebook Live today was to kind of talk about all of these different knobs and buttons that are on your swim spa and what exactly they do, because when you first get your swim spa, it can be kind of confusing, and we've had actually a lot of questions come up about what is the right way to turn these knobs, what do they do for my swim spa or my hot tub seats. So we thought it would be a good topic to just address that. And we already talked about what those boxes on the inside of the swim spa are. Those are your filter weirs, and they each have...
Tell Chelsea we're getting there right now.
Chelsea, we are getting there.
Perfect.
Or whatever that is. And so now we're just going to kind of talk about what each one of these valves does. And first I'll start by saying that in a hot tub or a swim spa, if you have these big valves, these larger looking valves, those are going to be pump diverter valves. So they move a pump from one place to another. In your swim spa, they're going to move the pump from the swim jets to the hot tub seats or the stand-up swim panel. So the big valves are for the pumps, and we'll go over how exactly to figure out which valve is for which pump. Your small valves that most master spas, hot tubs, and swim spas will have these smaller looking valves. Those are going to control air. So when you turn air on...
You know what? Pause right there.
Yep.
So the soft tread with the
bromine,
I did not know this, and I'm assuming you didn't either, is that
No.
you cannot use bromine with soft tread.
Oh.
And
okay.
it's in the manual. So
Oh,
Chris Brady, thank you for confirming that you can use bromine with soft tread. We were told that we couldn't. Someone else, right? Yeah, no, Master just connected on there. You cannot. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
So, because we never run bromine, I never came across
Yeah.
that. So we stand corrected on that. You definitely cannot use bromine with soft tread.
I don't know the exact reason, and maybe Kirk will say it. I'm assuming it's because bromine is pretty harsh.
I had a text from Kirk in the middle of this, and I'm
we're
assuming
in
that's
trouble.
Yep. Mary's in trouble again. Okay, all right, go ahead.
Well, I'm glad to know that, though. Because,
So am I. I didn't know that.
Okay.
There's
right.
all these little.
So, no bromine with the soft tread. All right. So back to the valves. Small valves are for air.
Yep.
When you turn the air valve off, only water comes out of the hot tub jets or the stand-up panel jets. When you turn the air valve on, air is injected in with the water, so it's a little bit more powerful, a little bit more bubbly, and that is what you have a lot of adjustability with your air. So that is what these smaller valves do. Then you have this kind of medium-sized valve that you will see in some hot tubs and in your swim spas. This turns your water fountains on and off. So in here, and we'll show how everything works.
Yep.
We're just kind of going over what
I
everything
actually
does.
want to show how people can learn which one is which, and I'll do
Right.
that on the
Yep.
panel.
And so this is going to turn the waterfalls on. And in this swim spa, you have this little cascading lit up waterfall. And then these little circles are going to be like water fountains that come towards the middle. And there are 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then finally, you have one button. Some people will have one button on their swim spa.
Not on this.
Not on this one, but it's usually like right about here.
I think it's the 19-footer.
Oh, you also have it in a 15 foot, 15 deep.
Oh.
Yeah. You're going to have a button here, and that button is going to turn on, I'm not sure which pump right now, but because we're going to figure that out in a minute, but it's going to turn on the pump that is for the bottom 2 swim jets. And when you divert that with this big valve here, divert that pump, it's going to move that pump to the stand-up panel.
Okay.
So basically it's right where you can touch it while you're using the stand-up panel, and the hot tub seats on the same side.
Okay.
So that's what that button does. And someone asked about that button in an older
Yep.
Trainer 12.
Yep.
We're just assuming that maybe that's not working anymore because that is what the button is for.
Right.
Okay. So now you can talk about how we figure out
Okay.
what is.
So this is what happens. Everyone always, and it's come up a bunch of times. People aren't sure if they have all the jets on in a Challenger or if it's adjusted correctly in the trainers. So this is how I teach people right over the phone how to do this, and it always makes it very, very easy. Now on the Challenger, you have, I'm going to reverse. That is the swim side control panel. I actually don't want you to use that for this. I want you to use the regular one right behind me, and I'm going to actually turn the camera around and show you. So part of the trick in all of these is it takes a good week or two, if you're paying attention. People have had them longer than that, never paid attention, and still don't know which controls which. We're going to turn on each pump individually and show you which jets it comes out of and which diverter valve adjusts it, okay? So, yeah, so Kenny Anderson, he's got an 18D Pro. Ken, that's a Challenger 18 Pro. Auxiliary jet button activates the pump 4 for the seats. So they're all the,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So it's difficult to do one of those when we don't have it here
Right.
because you have to, I don't think all 15s have that button.
Maybe not. I know the Challengers don't, but I thought the Trainer 15
The 19s,
keeps-
the 19s do, and then
Yeah.
the 18 does. So, but I think different year you have a
Right.
lot of different stuff out there.
Sure,
so
yeah.
let's just talk about what we have here. Then
Yeah.
then we know our information is accurate. Okay, so first thing, in a Challenger you've got 6 jets. In a Trainer you've got 4 jets. Doesn't make any difference. Okay. So here we're gonna pop up here. All right. So can you see that? I'm gonna go. 99 heats on. Okay, so let's go jets 1. Now this was not running a filter cycle. I do have a circ pump on here. So right now jets 1 is on low. So what I want to show you down here is 2 things. 1, turn on one of your pumps. If you're in a Trainer, just turn on jets 1 and make sure you understand which 2 jets it is. So right now on the Challenger, you have the top center jet and the bottom are the only 2 on. This is off, off, on, off, on, off. That's jets 1, not VSP 1, jets 1. Now, Mary, if you'll turn that oddly sized knob, you'll see the water fountains come on. Okay? So the water fountains are on pump 1. That's jets 1, pump 1, whatever you want to call it, not VSP. You can pop that off just for the sound purposes. Okay? So now I'm going to go back over here. So on the Challenger, your pump 1, which is right there, jets 1, now it's on high, now it's off, only goes to the swim end. On a Trainer 15 deep or all the trainers, pump 1 is always going to go down there, and it can be diverted from the swim side to the hot tub seat side. But on the Challenger, it's different. okay? But it doesn't matter because it's the same process, because all it is we need to learn which knob does what. So let's turn on VSP1. I'll put it on medium, so I'm going to 10. So right now that's VSP1 only. So right now I want to show you which jets are on for VSP1. VSP1 is the outside. All the rest are off. So it's just the top two on the outside for VSP1. Now I happen to know that that diverter valve nearest Mary will divert it from the swim side to there. That's just VSP1, okay?
And the diverter works like every little eighth of a turn.
Right.
It's going to take it,
Exactly.
whichever way you're turning it. So right now I'm turning it towards the swim jets.
So Chelsea's question before was, how do you adjust the swim speed in a trainer? That's how.
Yep.
Okay? So right now, Mary has 100% of that water is coming out of there. And if she wanted to slow that down on a trainer, she would take that diverter valve and start to turn it away a little bit. Go ahead. And you can see some of the water coming out there now. Turn it up a little more. Now she's diverting water away from the swim back to here, which is going to make the swim more gentle and slow it down. Now on a Challenger, you don't need to do that because you have variable speed pumps. You can just actually turn the pump down. So that's where they're going to be different. Does everybody understand that? I realize it's sort of confusing to hear us kind of bark at you this way. You can go ahead and put that all the way back to swim. So now what have we learned? We've learned that Jet 1 is your center line, and in a Challenger, and your VSP1 are the top two. And we've also learned that the larger valve diverts VSP1 to the neck and shoulder seat from the swim end, and that oddly shaped and sized knob does the waterfalls. And that is attached to Jets 1. Okay? Anita, say that again. You're just going to have to rewind it and watch it again. Okay, so let's back out of here. So now we're going to learn VSP2. Okay? Okay, so I've got VSP2 on 10. Everybody, I think you can see that, yeah. So now we're gonna go back over here. Mary's skipping ahead because she knows the answer. Now you've got your middle two jets are on only. None of the top are on. This is VSP2 in a Challenger. Now right there is the other large valves all do diverters, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and fancy a guess. When she turns that, water's gonna come out in that seat.
And
the therapy cove, which you can see. I'll cruise over there. All right.
The
There you
therapy
go.
cove is a good place to show how the air valve works.
Yep.
So again, smaller.
Small one is air. So right now the air is on. Now the pump is still on, but that's only water coming out of there.
Yep.
So, and you can see it on the camera. You
Yeah.
can see it perfectly.
It's much
So
more
now
gentle.
Mary's going to turn that knob again. Now I have both in there. Watch this. Now that's the air injection. Okay. Brenda asked, I have a Trainer 12. Can I stop the waterfalls? You know what? Off the top of my head, I can't remember. I'll have to check that for you, Brenda. And also let us know what year model you have, because things have certainly changed with the valves.
They just have these waterfalls. in the
I know, but
Trainer
they're on the
12.
side. They're on the side, and I just don't remember if you can turn them off or not. So Julie asked before if the waterfalls affect the swim. So they don't affect the swim per se, although I don't like them on when I'm swimming. I find them to be distracting, so I always shut them off.
But they don't affect the flow.
Right.
The
I mean, I guess technically you are diverting some water away, so, but I think minimal.
yeah,
So
I think it's just air, really.
No, it's definitely water.
I think
It's
it's
pump-
but I think it's air that's pushing. I have no idea.
No,
I
it's
assume-
pumping. There's water coming out. It's pumping air. So it's definitely, but I don't know that it's enough to really make that much of a difference. But I guess if you were looking for 100% instead of 98%, you would want them off. Okay, is it better to use top or bottom for swimming? I'm going to turn this around. Okay, Catherine, so you probably want to use some amount of all four unless someone is getting some therapy on the swim end. So on an H2X, what I like to do is I like to turn the bottom two on full so that I get the lift and underneath the major, water moving. And then I take the top two and I turn them down about halfway. And that's what I like for, swimming in a trainer. In a challenger, obviously, we get to do, you can totally control it any way you want to. All right. So Andy asked, how are those swim spas? I'm going to need more information on that than that, brother. Will there be a manual for the new panels? Our 15D has a different panel than yours. Yes, there will be. Yes. Actually, we only have a little bit of experience with those because they are brand spanking new. So we will be, let's see, in 2 weeks, we're going to be in Fort Wayne, right? For the next,
Yes,
the next live is actually going to be in Fort Wayne. So, Brenda, how do I find out what year I bought it last summer? I'm assuming if it was new, it's probably a 21. But the first 2 digits of your serial number will be the year it was manufactured. So if you have a 2109, whatever, Andy Stevens, I'm thinking about buying one. We have like 16 different model swim spas, dude, and they're awesome. So, I mean, I live in Connecticut. This is outside, 100 degrees. It's freaking amazing. Let's see. Catherine, thank you. I'm not sure that I understand how to turn top and bottom at the same time. So, Catherine, I'm assuming you have an H2X. You may have said that up there, and I'm, there's lots of comments on here, so I'm trying to remember. So what you want to do is turn pump 1 and pump 2, or jets 1, jets 2 is the same thing. Jets and pump means the same thing. So turn them both on, and when what I was showing you by turning them on individually at that control panel, I'll point up there. If you turn each one on and then divert it to here, you'll know which one does what. And that's the part of the process that people always skip. So I want you to do that. Turn on pump 1 and then play with the diverter valve and see which seat it goes to and which jets it controls. That way you know. So if you don't know, you have to go through that process, and that's why I want everyone to do that. Okay? So that's the easiest way to really learn which pump does what in whichever swim spa you have. It doesn't matter which you have. Following that procedure will teach you everything you need to know. Okay, so like I said, Catherine, I like the bottom on in a trainer, and I like the top turned down a little bit. Gives me the best swim action for me, for my speed. Everybody's going to be a little different, and then all you do is you're going to turn those jets by the big diverter valves. You're going to turn them away from the swim to the seats to slow things down if you need to, because again, those pumps are just on and off. They don't have the variable speeds like the Challenger does. So you're going to control your speed with the diverter valve, not the actual control panel like you could on a Challenger. Okay, so for example, right now that's at 10. So if I want to go faster, I can just pump it up. Now I'm at 18, so I can control that. Whereas on a trainer, you only have the option to divert it away from. Okay? All right. Now, what was next, Mary? Want me to scroll through and see if we have any questions?
Sure.
I'm looking through. Karen asked if there's going to be a new manual for the new panels. Actually, let me find out about that, because we should get some kind of an email or something on that. Let's see. Trainer 12, stop the waterfalls. That I'll have to check on again. Kenny Anderson. Trainer 15D has Jet 2 button. Yep, that's right. You have Jet 1, Jet 2 on Trainer 15 Deep. Test them the same way. All right. Rachel, hi. Does the water fountain affect swim? We covered that. Bromine causes flaking on the soft tread.
Okay.
I'm reading that.
Thank you.
That's from Kim. What else do we got? I think that's all the questions. Anthony says hello.
Hi.
All right. So, okay. Now it's on me now.
Okay, so the next question we have is from Michelle in Texas. How do I get the correct time to stay on my panel? I change it, hit the check mark button, and the next day the time is off again.
We're thinking it's broken.
Yeah, maybe you have a little glitch in your control panel. You may want to call your service department. 'Cause,
We have never experienced that.
yeah. Next question. Can you talk about the filter schedules and the bed method again?
Oh boy.
From Stacy in Minnesota.
So I don't want to brag. I don't want to brag or anything. But look at that water, and you guys saw how dirty that filter was. It's not that tough. I read, and I know that everybody's like suffering from overthinking in the Facebook group. It's not, guys. Relax. All right. So there's 2 accepted ways to do it. How I do it, the bend method, how I do it works for me. There's other ways to skin that cat. The official answer for Master Spas is not the bend method. So I want to put that disclaimer out there first. All I do is every time we use it, I put a little bit of dichlor in there. Not a ton, just a little bit. And I don't measure it. Actually, it's a scoop out of a protein container. We finished the protein, and then now it's my new chlorine scoop. And that's it. And then when I'm thinking about it, I'll put a little non-chlorine shock in there every couple of weeks. I do that. I don't do that more often than I do. And then when I think about it, I'll take the filters out and clean them. That method works really well for me. And once in a while, we'll throw a test strip in here, and it's dead on. Okay. So all I can say is that doing it that way seems to really lock your alkalinity and pH in with normal use. If I was having a party in here, then I might do something a little differently. But for normal use is going to be, 2 people in here, a couple people in here, swimming, exercise, hanging out, whatever, having coffee. The other method is, and we'll talk about the filter cycles next, is what lots of people do as well, is they use a non-chlorine shock. And I will say this, the non-chlorine shock thing is confusing.
Yeah.
Because there's all kinds of shocks out there. Some are chlorinated, some are non. And if you're using dichlorochlorine, you don't need chlorinated shock. You need a non-chlorine shock. You have chlorine. So then what you're going to do is, like Mike Leahy, everybody's buddy on Facebook, his method and what he likes to do is and it's correct. He's absolutely correct. He uses non-chlorine shock after each use and then chlorinates, once or twice a week. I think it's once.
Yeah.
Might be twice. I don't know.
And just
go ahead. I'm gonna point it at you.
Master Spas method is in your owner's manual, and it is literally laid out what you need to do weekly, daily, monthly, every 180 days, yearly. I mean, it's literally laid out. There is a water care page or 2 pages in your owner's manual. You can get it right online on the masterspas.com page in the resources. They have all the owner's manuals on there. So if you're looking for the official method, which some people use, that is there. Ben's method is what he just said. And he can also talk about the filter cycles.
Yep. Okay. So in this one, we have Master Pure. So there are no filter cycles. It's always filtering through the filter. And obviously I use, my method on this, and then it's pointed at me. See, just in case you thought it was on there.
No, I'm good.
You keeping your hand dry?
Yeah, I was, because we have one more question.
And then the one in the warehouse, that doesn't have Master Pure, and I still do it the same exact way, and we have that set on, I'm pretty sure I have it 4 and 4 now, right?
I think so.
It's 4 and 4. 4 and 4. Last I checked, it was 4 and 4. So 4 hours, in the morning, 12 hours later, it runs for 4 hours. So 8 hours of filtration a day.
You can't show that on here, right? How you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, the panel still has it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
I just don't want to change any. I don't want to turn it
I
on.
know.
So,
Or just show where you would do
okay.
it, maybe.
Yep, good idea. Okay, so I've got paint all over my fingers. All right. So you would go into settings, okay? Filter, and then those are the filter settings. So right now, this would be on for 4 hours of filtration. So that's cycle 1, 8 to 10 p.m., and then cycle 2 is 8 to 10 a.m. That's how this would be set up. Actually, it might run. I don't even know if it's shut off, but I have a circ pump, so I don't really care. Okay? So, all right. I am here in person for the first time, Jenny. Good.
Awesome.
All right.
Last last question.
Okay.
And I'm not exactly sure what this means, but we'll figure it out.
It's pointed at
Tammy
you.
In Ontario, what is the ideal location to have the electrician run the wires from the base of the swim spa to access the panel to our unit? So the electrical gets hooked up behind the hot tub seats in all of the swim spas. So wherever your hot tub seats, whether it's in a single or dual temp unit, it always gets hooked up behind that, the panel behind those seats. The electrical can come in from any side of the hot tub. So it can come in from any other panel and just kind of snake its way through to that box. But that is ultimately where it's going to get hooked up.
Yep.
And so I think that hopefully that answers your question.
And I've actually got a comment on that. I think that the Master Spa Owners Group is both awesome and terrible at the same time. And actually, how do I tell this story? So let me give it to you this way. Hey, Mama. I'll draw in similarities. People who did, let's say, the Atkins diet and it was successful, they will tell everyone around them that the Atkins diet is the only diet in the world that works because that's what worked for them. And the parallel here is that if you had an electrician come up the bottom of the swim spa and make the wiring, you believe that that's the only way there is to do it. And that's sort of no, it's not sort of, it's an exceptionally limited viewpoint. There are a million ways to skin those cats. There are a million different diets that work. There are a million different ways to run the electrical in here. So, and then the people just start attacking each other. I think the social media just brings out the worst in everyone. And these are all really good people on there, and they're still sort of going after each other. No, my way was right. No, my way was right. They're both right. Okay? Lots of different ways to do it. The one at the warehouse is not wired through the same direction that the one at my house is. Which one's right? They're both right.
Yep.
Different is okay. All right? The bend method versus, using a non-chlorine shock, it's okay. Everybody calm down. It's a swim spa and hot tubs. They're supposed to be awesome.
Fun.
Okay? And be awesome to each other. We all have, some of the best things this life has to offer, and let's enjoy them. No need to attack each other. Okay? All right. Let's see. Pretty certain they have YouTube right now. I try to just manually change. Julie, what are you saying? I can't. It's the see more.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, what else? All right.
Yes, and
Pros
Master
in the
Spas
front.
YouTube channel is awesome. Has so many
Turn that
tutorials
too.
on
It does.
filter cleaning,
Yep.
hot tub chemicals, everything. So that's a really great resource as well.
Now, the big question is, should I clean these filters or should I make someone else who lives in this house do it? I'm going to make someone else who lives in this house do it. Nah, maybe I'll do it. I want to see them. I do want to see them. So, okay. What else we got? Any other questions? Let's see. Catherine, if we do not have the EcoPure filter, can we or should we add it? Sure. It's great. Just make sure, you're running chlorine in there and not bromine. Let's see. Sorry, back to EcoPure. Catherine, I believe Catherine bought hers used. I think she said that up here. Let me just checking. Trainer 15. Someone said they bought it in 2014 used. Let's see. Bear with me.
Meanwhile, while Ben is looking for that, I will announce that you have a couple more weeks to continue posting your install pictures on the website www.masterspas, or I don't think you have to do www anymore. So masterspas.com/FB contest. Post your install pictures for the contest. And 2, we will be back in 2 weeks. Like Ben said, we will be at Master Spas in Indiana on Wednesday, April 6th. Normal time, but we'll just be out there, and hopefully maybe we'll do something a little bit different for that. Keep looking, and we'll keep you posted.
Actually, there's a couple questions. Pamela, is there a way to change the time of day for filtration for the Trainer 12? I don't have a Trainer 12 here, and the control panel is different. First thing I would do is start with your manual, And if it doesn't have the answer in there, call Master Spa's customer service, because if it's possible, they'll walk you right through it. They're absolutely fantastic. Julie, cover open on back when swimming, meaning does it cause damage wear if half open over time? What? Julie, wait, hang on, let me turn. Now it's on me. Julie, what? Slow down. Ask that again, and don't send it in a voice recording. You know what? I'm going to address your voice recording that you sent this morning.
Leave her alone.
No, I'm not going to leave her alone. It was 3 minutes long. I am never, ever going to listen to a 3-minute anything. I don't have time. My God. Okay, that's it for Julie. I don't understand. And don't send a voice recording to explain yourself. And don't ever send me a 3-minute voice recording again. My God. Okay.
I think she means
Wait, we're not done.
If this cover is open when you're swimming, it's fine.
That's fine.
It's meant to be open. Both covers are meant to be open.
But she said half open. Half open over time.
That's fine.
Where in half? Yeah. Can, Julie, you can't hurt it.
Yeah,
you can't hurt it no matter what.
Used to swim a lot of times, we only opened that side half.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. Okay. So, Frank, can we use 3-inch chlorine tablets? Definitely not.
No.
Those are trichlor. That will void your warranty and you'll wreck your hot tub. So definitely hard no on that. Catherine's no is new. Okay, I got you. I apologize. Yes, you can change in the filter settings on the control any time of day during... Yep, that's right. Thank you, Mark. Kim knows. 3-inch tabs or not? No. Hard no.
Yeah.
You'll void your warranty. And now they wrote your name down, I'm sure. All right?
You are.
Well, he asked again. I was getting there. We're lots of questions on here. Frank, I don't mean any disrespect, but definitely not. You can't use them. All right? And now they definitely wrote your name down, so they'll void your warranty. I'm just kidding. All right, because he never used them yet. He was asking if he could. He did the right thing. Good. See, I got you out of that. Wink, wink. All right. 42. I think we're good, everybody. Any other questions, pop on there, and we'll hit them tonight. 2 weeks, we're in Fort Wayne.
Yep.
And did you say what we were going to focus on?
Something different, probably, we're hoping.
I'll put the camera back on you.
Yep. We don't know what the topic is, but we will let you know once we know.
Yep, but we suspect it will be hot tub related.
Yes.
But we'll be in Fort Wayne, so we have access to the whole world.
All right, everybody, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching.
I'm being attacked here. Mike, right?
You deserve it.
Wait a second. Mike said, is your attitude part of the Ben method? Yes, you need to have the proper attitude. Greg, how often to change the EcoPure and the 18D? About every 6 to 8 months. What else? What cleaner do you recommend for filters? I actually don't use filter cleaner because I don't get sunscreen in there, but any, real filter cleaner would be great. Let's see. Still waiting on my 18D. It's coming, man. It's coming, Frank. And thank you. And everybody knows that I'm a jackass, and that's the way it's going to be. Julie said to fire me, by the way. Probably not going to happen. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you in 2.
So let's take a picture.